This is 911. Do you have an emergency?
Today on Rescue 911, a preschool nightmare.
There's blood all over her face and her legs was just limp.
A little girl crushed under a bus.
And I kept calling her name, and she never responded.
Becomes a medical team's biggest challenge. Then,
my son, I never saw him in such pain.
Two boys playing with matches get badly burned.
You take care of your kids' pains and stuff, but something like that you can't.
On Rescue 911.
Perhaps the deepest expression of love for our children lies in the actions we take to protect them and help keep them safe. I'm William Shatner. Tonight, on a special episode of Rescue 911 to promote child safety, we are reminded that the youthful innocence that makes a child's life so precious and full of possibilities also places them at much greater risk. We begin on the afternoon of November 4th, 1991 in Blunttville, Tennessee, as a group of kids were on their way home from school. 8-year-old Courtney Maples and her little sister Whitney rode the same school bus every day.
I was sitting with Jennifer Cole, and Whitney was sitting with Becky Ford. Whitney had a picture, and I put it up to my eye, and I looked through it, and I just saw like a black outline of a turkey drawn. She said that she had to get it to her mom, so I figured it was real special. When Whitney was walking up to the house, the turkey blew out of her hand. We heard a thump, and I saw her laying on the ground.
When we continue.
It's the most terrifying feeling you could ever imagine. And I kept calling her name, and she never responded at all. She just lay there.
What happened?
When 5-year-old Whitney Maples chased after a picture that fell under her school bus, she was run over by the vehicle in front of her house. Her sister Courtney's screams for help were heard inside by their mother, Tammy.
When I opened the door, I saw Whitney laying in the road.
Whitney! Whitney!
It's the most terrifying feeling you could ever imagine, to see your child laying out there like that. And I kept calling her name, and she never responded at all. She just lay there.
What happened?
I've been a bus driver for 38 years, the same route. I didn't know what to think when I saw what had happened.
I was scared because Whitney was so small and the bus was so big.
911, what's your emergency?
My sister got run over by the bus!
Okay, and they got hit by a bus?
My sister did!
Is your sister?
Please, hurry, please!
Okay, there's going to be help on the way.
School bus versus pedestrian. Pedestrian would be a 5-year-old child.
I thought she was dead because there was blood all over her face and her legs was just limp. And I figured that every bone in her body was broke because she was so small. It just scared me half to death.
It's okay, lay still. Lay still, honey, just lay still.
What are we gonna do?
I couldn't even imagine living my life without one of my children.
Don't move.
You think that you're about as deep as your love can get, and then when something like this happens, you realize that there's a bottomless pit that you've never even hit yet.
Within 3 minutes of the call, Sullivan County EMS units arrived on the scene, including EMT Jim Perry.
When I first heard from somebody that she had been run over by a 7-ton school bus, I just thought, there's no way. How could she still be alive and be run over by a full-size school bus?
Paramedic Stacy Mahan tried to comfort 5-year-old Whitney.
We were both affected very much by this little girl. It was hard for me because I wanted to do more and more for her, but there was only so much that we could do.
When we came out of the ambulance, I picked her tennis shoes up, and I was still carrying her tennis shoes with me. That was the last thing of her I had to hold on to.
Rear wheels of the bus ran over her pelvis area.
Whitney was admitted to Holston Valley Hospital, where a trauma team was awaiting her arrival, including respiratory therapist Sherry Bailey.
When they asked her what her name was, she said that her name was Whitney Maples. And that's when I turned to look at the other therapist that was with me, and I told her, I know this little girl. She's in my daughter's class. And that's when I realized it could be my child in that position.
She's still talking to you, all right?
Still talking.
Anna, do you see anything in her head up there other than just those scrapes?
Not that we can tell. Looks like just on her forehead.
X-ray.
Most of the time when we transfer a patient over to a facility like this, we back out of the way and let them do their job on her. But Whitney was still holding on to Jim's hand, so we kind of stayed in there with her.
With the extent of Whitney's injuries, we didn't know if she would live through surgery. She was crushed. It was just that simple.
Oh man, that's terrible. Yeah. Look at that. Look how far that pelvis is spread apart there. She's got multiple
Whitney's
fractures.
condition was critical. Doctors informed her parents that she would have to be transferred to a trauma center better equipped to handle her injuries.
I don't cry much for anything, but, I felt like I couldn't do a thing in the world for her. And at that point, I broke down.
Is your mom? She's asked for her mama a couple times. Mommy's here. There she is, darling.
Daddy's here.
Daddy's here too, Whitney.
When parents come in, to me that's the hard part, because you see all the pain that's in their eyes and their hearts. I think we all kind of teared up together.
Whitney's parents were not allowed to accompany her on the flight.
I kept asking them, why won't you let me go? And I kept thinking, she won't be there when I get there. If I'm with her, maybe I can hold on to her a little bit longer.
She was taken by Lifestar helicopter 120 miles to the University of Tennessee Hospital, while her parents followed by car.
I said, Lord, just let her survive. We can handle anything else. That's all I want is for her to live.
Orthopedic surgeon Richard Smith was part of the team that worked to rebuild Whitney's pelvis.
The problem with a 5-year-old patient is finding parts that'll fit her. The pins and the systems we have are designed for adults.
Let's get a pretty long, solid bar to put across there.
And I basically had the operating room personnel open up everything we owned and laid them all out there until I found one that fit her.
Okay. Good. Okay.
How is she? She's doing okay. She's stable right now.
It's awful to see your child that way. Some that you send them off to school and they're a perfect little girl, and the next time you see them, you just wonder if they'll ever be the same again.
Ready, set, go. Run hard. Go, 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 go. Run, 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 run.
5-year-old Whitney Maples was hospitalized for almost 3 weeks and underwent numerous operations.
Ready, set, go. Fast as you can. Go, Whitney.
In the 9 months since the accident, she has undergone physical therapy to learn to walk again and has made an amazing recovery.
Her outlook is very good considering what she had happen to her. She kind of waddles side to side a little bit, but overall I think it looks great.
You're doing good.
Good job, okay.
It's funny to see these doctors just look at this child and say, we just can't believe that she's healed this well. They just look at her in amazement.
There you go, good job. Dad almost lost it that time.
She come by our station. It was just great. When she come running through the door and I seen her, it was just a great feeling. That told me why I went to school for all these years and worked all these hours. Whitney was the reason.
It makes me ecstatically happy to see her doing what she's doing. It's a miracle. And every day I look at her and I just appreciate her a little more.
I'm thrilled about Whitney. It makes me just feel good knowing that she's going to be okay.
to see that?
I missed her a whole bunch because she wasn't home to play Barbies with me. But you wouldn't want to have her for a sister. She's so mean.
Come on, sweetie.
There's some more ducks over
I'm just happy that I can walk again. And I am never going to go in front of a bus again because you'll get run over.
On November 21st, 1990, in Lebanon, Oregon, Edie Carrico was helping her sister Linda Eli prepare for their big family Thanksgiving dinner the next day.
Cookies are done. All right.
I hadn't really talked to Edie in a week, so we were kind of catching up on, what had been going on in our lives, and just being sisters. We were talking about the kids and how big Jessica and Sierra were getting. They're about 11 months old and 3 weeks apart, and we were talking about how we were going to get together and have just one birthday party for both of them.
Edie, I'm going to go ahead and make my mouth water. You want to put that batch in?
And I knew I had to scrub my kitchen floor, so I went to get a bucket of mop water. I walked out and closed the doors thinking that the babies might accidentally go in there and get into it or spill it. We were going to lay the girls down for a nap. That way I could mop my floor and it'd be dry before they got back up.
Well, I need to make her bottles.
Okay.
Sierra is an absolute monkey. She's independent. She's just stubborn. She prefers to do things on her own, by herself, for herself.
Everything's just falling behind you. The floor is just horrible. Mom's house is so small, there's just not room for everybody. So.
Oh, yeah. Until you do a big family dinner, then you don't realize how much work it is. There's no way just one person can handle all of it unless you start about a month before. And have a big
I made up the bottle, grabbed a diaper, and I made a circle through the living room and back down the hallway to Linda's bedroom. Sierra wasn't there. Jessica was. So I walked down the hall and figured that she had just crawled down to the kids' bedrooms at the end of the hallway.
I was getting the cookies on a plate, and the next thing I heard was Edie screaming. She was just screaming, a mother's scream when your child is hurt or they're gone.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
She was extremely cold. Her lips were blue and her face was ashen. I turned her over the sink and goo came out of her mouth.
No, Sierra. Oh my God, Linda! She's dead! What happened?
I was screaming. I'm going, oh my God, Linda, she's dead, she's gone.
I checked to see if there was a pulse. I felt it very faintly, but I could tell her chest was not rising and falling. I knew if I didn't do anything immediately, she would die. After each breath, I would look at her and it wasn't doing any good.
She's not breathing yet. We're going to have to do it again.
I started to feel very helpless. And then I remembered, this is why I learned it.
Come on, baby, breathe, breathe.
After the sixth one, she opened her eyes and I could hear her pulling air on her own.
She's breathing.
I could tell she was still in danger, but praise God, she was breathing.
At 3:16 p.m., rescue units with the Lebanon Fire Department were dispatched to the scene.
Working on F3 at 10:55. It's going to be okay. We're going to to take her to the hospital and she's going to be okay. She's breathing now. She's going to be okay.
I kept smelling something really funny. It's like I smell something, but I can't put my finger on it. And I turned and asked Linda, was there bleach in your bucket? Then Linda lost it.
Within 6 minutes of the call, paramedic Tim Frost and his partner arrived at the house.
The minute I went through the door, there was a strong smell of chlorine in the air.
How long has she been in there?
5 minutes.
Okay.
The smell was strong enough to burn my own eyes. We didn't want to waste any time. She was in very serious condition. Because of the added problem we had with the chemical in the water, we gave her not much of a chance to survive.
10-month-old Sierra was taken to Lebanon Community Hospital, where she was examined by emergency physician Les Pliskin.
When the child arrived in the emergency room, she responded to what we call noxious stimuli. From that point on, she became less responsive. She never did open her eyes to voice at all.
Sierra was flown to Dornbecker Children's Hospital and put under the care of Dr. Alan Pascal.
We knew that she was likely to have a severe lung injury, and she also had an inadequate function of her heart. Her blood pressure was very low, very difficult to measure. However, she did show some neurologic function, which as early on in her course is a very good sign.
She looked so helpless and so tiny. She had every machine in that place on her. I couldn't even hold her. I think that was torture.
It seems like something that a child couldn't do. But in my 5 or so years of pediatric critical care, I've seen 4 or 5 bucket drownings. Many of the cases I've seen have been fatal.
After 2 weeks in the hospital, Sierra was released. In a checkup 6 months later, she was given a clean bill of health.
I am so thankful that we have her today to share and to love, and so it's truly a miracle.
Over the last 10 years, hundreds of children have died by drowning in buckets.
The best is that I have the joy of her today, and that I can speak out and make more parents aware of their surroundings. Children move fast. Don't underestimate them.
If you think a child can go out and fall in a swimming pool and drown, so you put a fence around your swimming pool. But the thought of 6 inches of water taking a baby's life, you just don't think about it.
Children have larger head sizes in proportion to the rest of their body. So one could picture the 1-year-old simply looking into the bucket, and they end up head down in the bucket and unable to get themselves out.
I feel any parent, mother, father, grandmother, grandfather, aunt, uncle, should get CPR. I never thought it would happen to me. But at that time, I had the knowledge and I used it, and she's alive today because of it.
On October 9th, 1989, Kathy Swift was at her suburban home in Cheltenham, Pennsylvania, where her 8-year-old daughter, Vicki, and her son, Stephen, were playing together. But before the day was over, they would discover that a split second of carelessness can forever change a life.
Come on, get the ball. Come on. I don't think any parent has gone through any single day and has not said, don't run in the house.
Stephen, Vic, will you take that outside, please? Yo, guys, I said outside.
I had one of the koosh ball things, and Vicky wanted it. I said, if you want the ball, you gotta come and get it. Just had it in my hand and started running. She came in and got her bike, and then Vicky was chasing me out in the street. I didn't see the car. The only time I saw the car was when it stopped. She had her mouth open and she was turning her head and she was moaning. I was scared.
While the driver sat stunned in her vehicle, neighbor John Hopper, an off-duty firefighter, responded to Stephen's cries for help.
Mom! I ran over and there she was laying in the street.
Vicky, honey, Vicky!
There was gas just gushing out of the back of the parked car where her bike went up and punctured the gas tank.
All right, hold on now, babe.
I made the decision that I had to move her because the gas was pouring down so bad that, God forbid, a spark or something would have hit. I said we would have all been in trouble.
We're gonna take on 3.
So that's why I mobilized her head and had Bobby pick her up underneath the middle of her body.
When we continue.
I could feel my heart pounding, just thinking, oh my God, don't let her die.
Come on, Vicky.
I could feel my heart pounding, and I could feel my feet hitting the sidewalk as I ran. Just thinking, you know, oh my God. It's almost like life stops.
Vicky's father, Stephen, had been taking a nap when he was awakened by his son's screams.
Go ahead.
I was trying to convince myself that she was going to be okay. It's just a little bruise.
Anybody call for an ambulance?
I just knelt down to her and held her hand and said, she's going to be all right because Daddy's here.
Come on, stay with me, babe. Come on. Come on, babe. Stay with me.
Nobody let me go to Vicky. Nobody let me see her. But Sue caught me, and my first question was, is she breathing?
And I, in fact, lied to her and said, oh, I'm sure she's fine, and really I did not think she was. My first thought was I thought she was dead.
Within 5 minutes, Cheltenham emergency and fire rescue units arrived on the scene, including EMT Harry Hall.
The anxiety level just increases incredibly, especially when it's a child that gets hit by a car.
She's still got 10 feet.
Is she conscious or
No,
unconscious?
no, she's drifting in and out.
We found that there was a laceration behind her ear. There was a golf ball size hematoma on the left forehead.
I didn't take nothing off.
And when you have an unconscious victim, you never know how serious the injuries are. You can only assume the worst.
Come on, Vic. Come on, Vic. Mike.
There was no movement, and we also noticed a sign of posturing. So we needed to get her into the hospital as soon as we could.
Got a large laceration on the back of her head.
I remember pleading with everybody that I knew to pray for her.
Come on, Vic.
And I remember just crying and saying over and over and over, don't let her die.
When 8-year-old Vicky arrived at Abington Memorial Hospital, a trauma team was waiting, including nurse Nancy Hess.
A lot goes through your mind as a mother and as a nurse. You start thinking along the lines of, this could be one of my children, or where are my children right now?
1, 2, 3. All right. Collar off.
Because Vicky was having trouble breathing, she was put on a ventilator. X-rays and a CAT scan were taken to determine the extent of her injuries.
How she's doing, but right now she looks okay and doesn't look that badly injured.
We knew she had a skull fracture. They weren't sure about her ankle. And we thought, boy, we lucked out.
The doctor had asked to see us again and told us that she had slipped into a coma.
The results of the CAT scan showed that Vicky had a critical head injury.
You're jubilant for the good news, and then all of a sudden they drop a bomb on you.
Vicky was transferred to Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, where she was examined by the director of the trauma unit, Dr. John Templeton.
After she was here, we determined that she wasn't wearing a helmet.
The main concern is
That told us that all of the force was transmitted directly against her skull and therefore against her brain as well.
Vicky was put under the care of neurosurgeon Anne Christine Duhame.
The thing that one worries about the most is pressure inside the head, caused by swelling of the brain.
Because of the injury.
And that is a serious problem that we have to work very hard to control.
You know, we talked about those pressure waves. We're beginning to see some. Her initial pressure was okay, but over the next 24 hours, it began to go up in spike waves.
That night, around 3 o'clock in the morning, the doctors and the nurse came in to notify another parent that their child had just died. And at that point, I said to myself, oh my God, when's it my time?
No, we don't want you to. If she had a period where the pressures went up and in spite of everything we couldn't control them, then she would have gone on and become brain dead.
I just felt like everything just disappeared. And I didn't know. Is she gonna be normal? Is she gonna be all right?
She's not doing that now. In fact, she's acting much more normal.
After 2.5 weeks, Vicky showed real signs of improvement.
I just had this feeling come over me, like a big sigh of relief. You know how you take a big cleansing breath and everything's cool and calm. And I said, she's gonna be good. She's gonna be fine. There's nothing gonna be wrong with her. She's gonna recover.
Vicky underwent a year of therapy to improve speech and motor skills affected by the injury to her brain. 3 years after the accident, her recovery is remarkable.
People marvel when they see Vicky today and then they hear her story. And sometimes I think, was it real? Because Vicky is so good. She brings this exuberance to life. She's the kind of girl who you know is going to get somewhere in life. Because I don't think she's going to let anything stop her. Yeah, it does.
I'm surprised it still holds it up.
Yeah, I know.
In school, I'm doing pretty good. I like to read, and when I grow up, I want to be a teacher and an author.
The last real ringing of any consequence occurred on February.
I was happy that she came out all better. Well, she's still not the perfect sister.
Years after the second crack.
If I had to rate her from 1 to 10, I'd probably say about a 9. There's still things she has to work on to be a 10.
Nobody comes through an injury like this completely the same person that they were. Vicky is awfully close, and we're delighted. But I don't think it's fair to minimize that she's had a serious injury. And while she has recovered, lasting effects may show up later. The only really good treatment for a brain injury is to prevent it from happening in the first place.
In 1991, the American Trauma Society selected Vicky as a spokesperson and poster child. Together with the Safe Kids campaign, they promote the importance of bicycle safety.
There has been a drastic change in our little community here. Before Vicky's accident, I never saw anybody with a helmet. And now even the littlest guy on the littlest two-wheeler had a helmet on his head.
I like being outside riding my bike and roller skating. And I wear my helmet so if I fall and my head hits the ground, I know it won't get hurt because I have my helmet on.
Bike helmets that meet safety standards have been shown to reduce the risk of brain injury by almost 90%.
I wouldn't wish the guilt of not having a bicycle helmet on anybody. And if because of my ignorance or my negligence, she would have died, I couldn't have forgiven myself. Kids balk at them. There's no doubt about that. But as a parent, that's your responsibility, to teach your children and to protect your children. No helmet, no bike.
Next.
You never know what could be coming. Is this something that's going to be just a scrape, or is it going to be a child who's going to die the minute it rolls in the door?
This year, nearly 13 million kids in this country will require medical care because of preventable injuries. Accidents are the single most common cause of death among children under 14 years. This story is not a recreation. It's a look inside Children's National Medical Center in Washington, D.C., where trauma teams wage a daily battle to reverse these tragic statistics.
You never know what could be coming. Is this something that's going to be just a scrape, or is it going to be a child who's going to die the minute it rolls in the door?
911.
Yes, I have an emergency. My son just got burnt with grease.
On what part of his body?
His head, his shoulders.
Word of the incoming patient is relayed to a trauma team at Children's Hospital.
One trauma stat burn, ETA, 10 minutes by helicopter, emergency.
When you're transporting children, your emotional state is higher because you know this particular child, in this case, has so much life ahead of him. You just realize how easy it could happen to your own children.
I'm here. This is a 2.5-year-old.
Two-and-a-half-year-old Christopher was accompanied on the 80-mile flight to the hospital by his father, Tommy Trosbach.
I was cooking dinner with a deep fryer, and the cord was dangling a little. I heard him say, "I want to see," and before I could even turn, it was on him.
Okay, sweetie pie. He's got some burns on his forehead, over his left ear.
Christopher is put on morphine and examined by Chief Surgical Resident Ann Mangtolo.
Anybody who's burnt their finger knows that a burn is painful. And Christopher had about a 15% burn, so we knew he was hurting.
Just some cool water. Cold water.
Matt, 66 syringe, please. It's right down the bed. There's two of them over there.
The trauma team is headed by Dr. Marty Eichelberger.
This is where you have to control your emotions. You have to be able to do the right thing for this child. We know that if we don't do it, there's no question the child will go on to die.
There we go. Find Mommy and Daddy.
Chris.
Mama, Daddy.
Yeah, we'll go.
It's important that his burns are covered up, but it's also important to try and get him calmed down, because with burns, they're going to go through a prolonged period of having dressings and having painful things done to them.
We've almost finished. Yeah, we've almost finished. Almost done, huh? It's almost finished. Okay, buddy. You're okay, sweetie pie.
Okay. It's going to be a little while before we're going to be able to tell you how bad these burns are and whether they're going to need any skin grafting or anything like that. But that's something that we'll learn over the next day or so.
Yeah, baby. Look, Daddy. Look. There you go. You can touch it. You can touch it, won't you? There you go. You give Daddy a hug there. All right.
Clinical burn nurse Donna Gordon takes over Christopher's care.
It is quite an ordeal for a 2.5-year-old. It's quite an ordeal for anyone.
Dad, what we're going to do, we're going to take him back to the treatment room, to the tub room. We're going to shave his hair, then we're going to wash his wounds and remove all the blisters. We do ask that you remain out here while we do this.
We don't want the child to associate the pain with the parents. So when he is finished in that tub room, he can go back to the loving, supporting family that he's always had.
And we're going to go down to the tub room, okay? We have to take and shave all the area to see exactly where the burn is. And that way we'll be able to take and apply the medication after we remove all the blistered areas.
Gave him a little something to sleep, huh? The problem with burns is that you never can really tell the depth of it right at the beginning, especially with grease. The children at his age have very thin skin, so it doesn't have to be that hot for you to sustain a full thickness burn. It looks to me like it's a deep second degree, which is, it's not just the superficial part of the skin, but it's a little bit deeper. What we will do over the next 4 or 5 days is let the burn declare itself as to what the depth is. and then we will decide whether or not he requires any grafting.
Okay, Chris, now the water's going to come up here to you, and it's going to come all the way up, okay?
We must debride, which I mean to wash off all of the dead tissue that is on the burn, so we may be able to apply our dressings to them. It's a very painful process, and there's nothing that we can do for Christopher or any other child to relieve the pain completely. I know it's going to be the best thing for him. If it didn't happen, he could get very ill, and he could actually die.
Yeah, we're done. We're done. We're done there, my friend. You're doing great. Just relax now.
Mommy's here.
Yeah.
Mommy's here. Mommy's here.
After more than 2 hours of driving to get to the hospital, Christopher's mother, Carrie, finally gets to see her son.
Say hi, Mommy. Hi, Daddy. Here we
It was devastating to see your child like that, to know the pain that he is going through. You feel responsible for every act and anything your child does, and when something like this happens, you just have nothing else but to feel guilty.
That same weekend, a helicopter arrives with 2-year-old Ebony Clark and her mother, Kelly.
This was a child who had ingested 10 to 20 cc's of lamp oil. My main concern was that she may have ingested this lamp oil and aspirated it into her lungs.
She was gagging and coughing, and she couldn't catch her breath. I was really scared.
I know you want Mommy.
The most important thing with the poisoning is that she be able to breathe, because some of the poisons that they take will actually stop your breathing and stop your heart.
Okay, Ebony, it's okay. It's okay.
And if the child is alert and combative, those are good signs, because we know that the child is at least responsive.
She needs a chest x-ray and she can go to room 8 real quick.
You just talk very calmly. If they sense fear in your voice, they will be afraid also.
Yeah,
honey, we're sorry.
Okay, just rest your head. There.
Here,
That's
keep
nice
your
and
bear
cool.
Keep Bear there. He wants to stay with
When we
you
get to
because
8,
he's scared.
we can redraw.
Okay, he's scared too. Okay, you gotta protect him. Okay?
Mom's
and then
coming.
when Mommy comes, you tell her everything that happened, okay?
She's gonna go in.
Imagine she's going to be okay. It's pretty scary, but she's going to be okay.
She's back there.
Hey, Mom. It's Ebony.
Mom, Grandma.
Hey, Ebony.
Okay.
Hi, Ebony. She's doing good. She's really good.
Mom.
Why don't you just come over here?
Grandma.
Who's Mom?
This is my mom. Grandma. It's okay,
Why don't you just come over here? She's real
It's okay, but if you...
When children go through trauma, they need a lot of emotional support, and they can best get that through somebody that they love and know, and that's usually their parents. So we try to unite them as soon as possible.
You can talk to me? She's all mad at you. She's not.
Here, why don't you hold this? Just hold it towards her face, okay?
Look at there's Grandma, too. Yes.
Mom, baby. Hi. Uh-oh, Mom made you angry? Oh, look at that.
I thought my grandbaby is going to be fine. I just wanted to just hold her and just kiss her and just say, it's going to be all right, you know. I was never so relieved of anything, I think, in my whole life.
The day after Christopher was burned, it's still too early to determine if he'll need to undergo skin grafts.
Christopher was very scared. He doesn't know why they have to unwrap him and hurt him. He doesn't understand that they're trying to make him better. But he knows that Tommy and I will do everything we can to try to soothe the pain.
When Ebony Clark is released after one day without any lasting injuries, her mother thoroughly childproofs their home.
We learned that you can't do enough to watch them, but you can go through, as we did, and take another look at everything that you have around to make sure there's nothing like that can happen again.
It's been 6 months since Christopher Trosbach was burned. Though his burns are healing well enough that he won't require skin grafts, he continues to undergo treatment.
He definitely knows not to go around the stove while I'm cooking now. That's something that it's so hard to express to a child because they just do not realize the pain and what can happen if they get too close to a stove.
Can you take them off?
Yeah.
The leading causes of death in childhood today are preventable injuries. You have to put the seat belt on the child. You have to protect that child's environment so that they don't sustain a burn. We as a society have to reduce this unacceptable epidemic, and that's the whole reason that the Safe Kids campaign has come about.
Wanna hold the puppy? Be real careful.
It could have been a lot worse. We were lucky.
We kiss this puppy? I just like to thank everybody in the hospital because all of them did so much. They helped us deal with our emotions, and that helps a lot. How many puppies we got? 9. Hold this hand out too.
He's my only child. I mean, what can you say?
4 of these fingers. 9 puppies. You gonna hold this thumb in?
I don't think there could be another like him.
Spot on him.
Nobody could take his place.
Most accidents are preventable. As parents, we owe it to our children to teach them how to protect themselves and reduce their chances of serious injury. Safety information is available through the National Safe Kids campaign in Washington, D.C. This series is dedicated to all the men, women, and children who choose to get involved when a life is at stake. I'm William Shatner. Join us again next week for more true stories on Rescue 911.
Step out of the car, please.